Hey guys, this is day 112 of startup. So today I was talking to one of my friends who came to America in 2007 for a PhD. He did his PhD and then mostly worked in the R&D of big tech companies like Qualcomm and Facebook. So he's on the hardware side, and I was just trying to understand because he has this deep research background, like what kind of support they get from the company and how much like what they do inside the company can they do as an individual outside of the company, because I am a small guy. I do not have support of these big companies. I just try to understand what we can do and how can we compete with these big companies through these conversations. And truth came out to be quite shocking. While at one level he said that there is a lot of equipment used sometimes in research that is very expensive, and these equipment can range from millions of dollars to 200 to 300 million dollars for just one machine, one equipment to do your experiments. And these equipment, of course, sometimes only the biggest companies have, even the universities do not have, but most universities will have these expensive equipments which will range in 5 million, 10 million dollars, and these are very crucial for the research. So yeah, that part is I understand. Yes, so we already knew that sometimes big companies have big advantage over the smaller companies based on these resources that they can give to their researchers. Now, these big companies have these resources, that's for sure, but as far as the results are concerned, they're still not doing that good. So, we of course see these companies filing patents after one patent after another, and my friend himself has got over 11 patents, and it blew my mind. Like 11 patents is just so much. Like patents are considered like one of the top things. Like if someone writes patent in your LinkedIn profile, it just seems like he's so deep in research, like it's just a next level thing. And my friend here, I mean I never knew he has 11 patents on his name. And then I asked, like, okay, for your patents, like how much do you think you would have achieved that if you were out of the company as an individual? On that, he said that anyone can file patent. You do not need to be in a company to file patents. It's available to everyone to file. And I got a little irritated with that answer because I said, yes, of course, I know anyone can file the patents. The question is not that I'm not that stupid. What I want to know really is that to come to that quality of content, to come to that conclusion about some architecture, about some design, to do that kind of research, how much does being part of a company, having that support, having people around you, having that laboratory environment helps you? And would you have been able to do that quality of work if you were not having this support? For example, in my field, AI, artificial intelligence, although yes, I can do on my own stuff and I can probably file patent and it's available to everyone like US law, I can just get a lawyer and file patent. But for the big companies, guys, they have access to some smart colleagues, and then they have this like lots of data available to train their models on, and then they have like so much GPU available, and all of this computes, all of this helps them in doing that research which they could not do, or I cannot probably do as an individual. So he said, yeah, I understood that, but the answer is still the same. For patents, you do not have to prove anything. You just write down whatever uh, is your imagination, sort of, and you do not have to prove. And nobody is going to check whether it works. It can work. And I've got 11 patents, and but I knew even at the time of filing that most of them will not work if I try to implement them. But it does not matter. Lawyers or the people who are working on the patent office or anyone, I think they do not have that understanding themselves to really know whether this can work or not. So it doesn't matter. You can still get the patent, and the company pays you money when your patent gets written, filed. Actually, companies pay money even when the patents are filed and also when patent is granted. So he gets like around $9,000 for every patent, and of course that is divided among the authors if there are multiple authors. And of course he can write it down in his resume. So it is beneficial for him to just float out ideas and try to file them. And of course sometimes lawyers do not disapprove of these patents based on if it is already out there, like if they search and they can find that someone has already patented this idea, then they will not file. But other than that, they do not check anything. You do not have to give any data, you do not have to prove anything, you do not have to build a prototype, just an idea, and anyone can file, and most of them are junk. So yeah, next time you see hundreds of patents under a company or tens of patents in a person's resume, then you can probably know that this is also possible. Do not feel inferior, just do your work and stay focused.